Welcome, friends, to your post-workout beer review. I decided to go and change things up a little bit and eat dinner and then work out and then drink my beer. I usually do things in a different order, but I'm trying to change my schedule. Part of my New Year's resolutions. I'm trying to fit more into my day, less shit posting, more things that are worthwhile, more things that have content. In other words, things I feel less guilty about doing. Funny how I feel no guilt about smoking and drinking beer, but that's towards your benefit, isn't it? So, the beer we will be reviewing today is another local beer. This is Mono Wheat from Maui Brewing Company, which is pretty much, the premier brewing company, premier microbrew craft brewery in Hawaii. This one is a wheat ale, American style wheat ale, brewed with pineapple juice, 5.5 ABV. So, let's go and read the back here. Mono Wheat is a fresh handcrafted American wheat ale brewed with malted barley, white wheat, and fresh local Maui Gold pineapple. Pretty self-explanatory, eh? I'm going to be using a Hefeweizen glass. Not that you really need to for an American style wheat ale, but I don't get to use it enough, I'm going to be giving this a pretty vigorous pour. Ooh! Just cracking that thing open, you just get a hit of fresh pineapple smell. Got about a finger's worth of fizzy white head. Very carbonated, as you can see there. And a nice, slightly cloudy yellow with some orange notes to it. Let's see if you can see it there. The biggest smell is of the pineapple. Literally, it smells like fresh cut pineapple. Underneath that is sort of yeasty funk, that wheat ales generally have. And a hint of graininess. But all in all, primary note here is of fresh cut pineapple. This is refreshing. Oddly enough, for something that is so heavy in pineapple in the bouquet, the pineapple is actually pretty light on the palate. Not much there. Pineapple doesn't really make a flavor appearance except in the finish, where you have this sort of elusive note of pineapple, plus that sort of aftertaste that kind of comes when you eat pineapple. Was that sort of sweet aftertaste of pineapple on your tongue. The front is very grainy. You're getting a lot of the wheat there, which sort of rises towards that mid palate yeasty funkiness. It's nowhere near as strong as, say, a Belgian wit beer or an actual German Hefeweizen, but you do taste that sort of yeastiness, that sort of slight phenolic taste there. For something that is very light-bodied and crisp on the tongue, it has big flavor. I'm liking this. This is a very good example of an American wheat ale with a twist of pineapple. this better than Kona's Wailua wheat. I haven't really reviewed Wailua wheat for you, but I found that while it did have that taste of passion fruit, which is their additive to the wheat ale, their wheat ale did not really have the sort of distinctive flavor notes that you expect from a wheat ale. This has those distinctive flavor notes. As it warms up, I'm finding it sweeter, and more and more of the pineapple is coming into play. It's not really the fruity notes of the pineapple, but sort of that pineapple aftertaste, the aftertaste that you have when you're eating pineapple that it leaves in your mouth. I'm just loving the interplay between those three main flavor notes. Basically, that sort of wheat graininess, that sort of that pineapple sort of aftertaste, which is kind of there's a light hoppy note there. It's not completely hop free. Let me put it that way. But you know, it just kind of gives a sort of aromatic note to the pineapple rather than standing by itself, I find. I take that back. It does go and cut the sweetness to the point that it's not cloying, which is very good. But it doesn't really make itself known flavor-wise. I'm starting to really think that my beer reviewing forte is actually towards the lighter ends, considering how much I can go on and on about a wheat ale or a Hefeweizen or a California Common compared to, like, you know, a heavy IPA or stout. I guess it's because there's a lot more of the idea of drinkability involved with these sort of lighter ales. And the fact that people like to try, you know, they're not as crazy wide open as other styles are, that they have certain points that they need to hit. Damn, this is, I have to say, this is really good. And I'm not just saying that because I finished a workout and, you know, a light, crisp, refreshing ale is something that really feels good after a workout. But it's pretty damn good on his own, man. No, I think I've rather tapped out of, you know, things to say about this. This is mono wheat from Maui Brewing. Maui Brewing recently completed a sort of distribution deal with Stone Brewing on the West Coast. They're the people that makes something like Old Bastard Ale or something, Ungrateful Bastard Ale. I'm not sure, but what that means is that this is getting wider distribution in the United States, particularly the West Coast. So, if you're lucky enough to go and see this in your favorite place to go and buy beer, do go ahead and get it if you're into American-style wheat ales, and maybe even if you're into Hefeweizens. I know some people who are into Hefeweizens don't really like American wheat ales because they're kind of less distinctive and less sharp in their taste, but I have to say that this is pretty darn good. You should give it a try. If you like wheat ales, definitely give it a try. So, that was mono wheat for you, and that's your beer review for tonight. Cheers!